What's up, everybody? Welcome to Indie Comics Review. If you're new to the channel, every week I take 3 or 4 books from recent weeks and do a more in-depth review of each one of those books. If this is the kind of content you might be interested in, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. So let's get started right away with the first book. And the first book is Fight Girls from Frank Cho, which is written and drawn by Frank Cho. And this is from the AWA Upshot label. I really don't know, I didn't really not know what to expect from Fight Girls, to be honest. I've always thought Frank Cho is a cover artist, and I love his cover artwork. But it's been a while since I read like something he wrote Shadow the She-Devil. That was a while back. It's one of his biggest series. But it's been a while since I read that. I don't remember anything about it really except the art. So I was starting to get a little disappointed as I was reading it early in the story of Fight Girls. And with the premise, which is basically the Queen of the Galaxy abdicates her throne, and Galactic Parliament decides to hold these Hunger Game like contests, I guess. They gather 10 women from all over the galaxy, and they let them fight it out. And there's going to be like 4 challenges to determine who will become the queen. There's an event that happens early in the story that changes the direction and makes it way more interesting. These women, all dressed like basically volleyball players. In this first challenge, they have to navigate their way through this treacherous jungle that has every kind of predator you can imagine. And the entire thing is streamed live throughout the universe to the amusement of the desensitized masses. There are a lot of things I like about Fight Girl. Number one is the art of Frank Cho. He's not just a pinup artist, he's really a good artist, period. He really makes that jungle alien world look great. I guess he got a lot of practice when he was doing Shanna. The main thing I didn't like about Fight Girl is the lack of diversity. This is supposed to be a group of women from all over the galaxy, all over the universe, right? So there's maybe 2 women with like brownish skin and 1 Asian. And they all have the same pretty much Cho look to them, they have the same basic bone structure and everything. Same facial hair, same facial structure, I should say, and same basic straight hair. So I thought it could have been a little bit more diverse women from the galaxy or the universe or whatever. I mean, even in Star Wars, there are people that like blue skin or green skin or whatever. So it was a little kind of like a Benetton commercial, to some degree. This cast of women. Maybe it's some unique galaxy where only there's a certain race exists, one race exists. Not a lot of that is explained in this first issue. The way I rationalize it is this: it's just I think it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. The main purpose of the story is to highlight the awesome artwork of Frank Cho, and he's not known for his writing; he's known for his art and his execution of that art. So I'm ready to suspend belief, and tag along with this girl exploitation comic, which is beautifully drawn, by the way. And let's stick around for a little bit longer to see where it goes. The next book is Vinyl. Vinyl is written by Doug Wagner and illustrated by Daniel Hilliard. It is on Image Comics. And I meant to review Vinyl probably some weeks ago, but this long story got delayed. I was ordered from my comic shop, and it didn't come on time. There was some delay with the shipping and everything. And I could have picked it up from locally, but I just didn't want to pick up extra copies of it. But I finally did get it, and I finally read it. So, the first few pages of it are just like the preview that a lot of people saw in a lot of Image Comics, where they gave the first, I think, 3 pages of the book in a preview. And even those first few pages are not really explained that well in issue number 1. But there was enough for me to want to see more. There's this FBI agent He set up a meeting with a suspected serial killer at a cafe. The agent's working the killer, and the killer's name, that is Walter. He's trying to get Walter to confess, or at least say something incriminating, when suddenly there's this woman and her entourage shows up, and this woman is the mother of some cult leader that has a history with that agent. And she tells the agent that unless he comes with her, his estranged daughter will become her son, who is the leader of this crazy cult. She will become his next bride, and most likely be sacrificed, because they show him some film of a girl that's meeting a horrible end on this iPad. And of course the guy's horrified, and the agent just drops everything, including the investigation, and leaves with the cult. Now, what happens next and what Walter does next, that is really the surprising part of this book. Now, Wagner and Hilliard have worked together a few times on other books. I have not read any of those books, and I think they seem to have kind of a chemistry together, because the story writing and the art works pretty well together. Dave Stewart, who is one of my favorite colorists, if not one of the best colorists in the business, he does a great job on this, and it makes the look so appealing, I think. And I love the line work. The line work of Hilliard is just fantastic, and it's just not overly wordy. It reveals just enough to get me to buy the next issue. How about Hilliard some more? I mean, Hilliard's neat, almost Dan Clowes-like art style. It works well. It was supposed to be a mysterious and possibly a supernatural thriller. You throw it in nostalgia for vinyl, and it's kind of a no-brainer for me. You know, vinyl has my attention, and I will be picking up the next issue. Last book is Spawn's Universe, and this is on Image Comics, of course, and it's written by Todd McFarlane, and there's he does the art and some of the stories, and there's some other writers and artists that do a couple other stories as well. There's 4 stories in this book. So Spawn's, I think it's a one-shot. Spawn's Universe is a one-shot, just to introduce some more characters in this universe, and I think there are some first appearances in this book as well. The first major story is mostly a classic Spawn, or just Al. He's on a mission to track down some dangerous forces from heaven and hell, and also to save his Cygor, this gorilla cyborg, for this guy he's called the Disruptor. I think this may be the first appearance of the Disruptor, which is definitely the first meeting of classic Spawn, Al, and Gunslinger Spawn. I'm not really like super familiar with some of the current characters or the latest buzz on what's happening in the title with some of the characters. And I haven't really read the book since the early issues, but I do like the look of Gunslinger Spawn. It looks like he's probably going to be getting his own book, which is great, and I'll probably be buying that, actually. Also, Cagliostro becomes like a new character in this story. Spoiler alert, but I won't show that or name the character, and that could be an important event in this book. There are 3 backstories. They're mostly to set up solo issues or solo series of some of the other characters that are being introduced, and some of them that you already know, but they're getting their own title. And those are going to be like a medieval Spawn. At least the ones in this book are medieval Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, and She-Spawn, which I think this may be her first appearance too. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a huge Spawn fan, but there's a point when I was like heavily specking on Spawn, like years ago. I had this whole this short box full of Spawn books, just mostly multiple copies of number 1, number 9, even number 21, and number 18. They said 18 was a short print run, and so people were specking on that. And I had a ton of Spawn in that book, in that box, packed to the hilt, all the way up to 100. Probably maybe a couple of multiples of number 100. And after 100, and the early 100s, I kind of tapered off on buying Spawn as far as that goes. Unfortunately, when I moved, though, we had to move across country. I had to like lighten so much of my comics collection, and I had to get rid of all those Spawn books. So right now, I probably only have like maybe one copy of #1 and a couple of #9, and I still got a couple of 21 because it's such a nice pristine white cover. And I was buying it in mint condition. And they were so easy to get Spawn books because they really weren't. They were really kind of derided. You know, people. I literally couldn't give a lot of these books away, but I was hanging on to them on just the dear hope that someday, you know, these books that I kind of liked. You know, there's like literally a million #1s printed. I thought that maybe that they might be worth something someday, but as fate would have it, after I get rid of them, then they start to go up. But yeah, I'm happy for the Todd Meister, or Uncle Todd. He's as old as I am. I can't really call him Uncle Todd. I'm as old as he is. I'm happy for them because he's finally getting some shine. The book is getting some shine. The Spawn fans are rejoicing over the fact that so many books in this run are going up in value now, and the stories are good. And also, respect to Spawn and Image, that is the final, I'm pretty sure, comic book that costs $2.99, and it's a high quality comic too. I read number 319 just to prepare for this book, and that's a $2.99 book with a cardstock cover, no ads. Yeah, good on Spawn and on Todd. So yeah, congrats to all the Spawn fans. I mean, I don't really read it now. Like I said, I'll check it every once in a while. I'll just buy an issue to, you know, because there's a nice cover or there's multiple covers, or you know, just to help support the last $2.99 comic book. But even this issue was only $5.99. It's huge. It's huge. Got the first story is like an epic length. The last 3 stories are pretty short, but this is a huge book with no ads in it for $6, which you don't see a lot in these days. And I just say, you know, big up to the Spawn universe, because I think it's to get a quality story, and the way that Todd works so hard on these books, puts them out every month, like Erik Larsen. You know, he's another one of those workaholics in comics, and you know, he's doing a great job. So, man, right on Image, right on Spawn. I think this whole universe thing could pan out. I hope so. I'll probably definitely pick up, like I said, the Gunslinger Spawn issue. Beyond that, you know, we'll see what happens. But I'm picking up from time to time. But this issue here is definitely worth having, because I think this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of first appearances in this book. So that's going to do it for this volume of Indie Comics Review. Normally I would have the drawing for this week, but to be honest, I'm just going to put the drawing on hiatus for a while. It's I got some people that haven't picked up their books yet. I'm going to notify them one more time and see if they're interested. If not, you know, that's cool too. But I'm going to figure out some other kind of a thing down the road. So maybe I'll have a nice graded book as a giveaway at some point when I finally hit 1,000. But we'll see about that. But for right now, let's just put it on pause. So that's going to do it for this edition. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn notifications on if you like this kind of content and you know when I'm making another video. So until next time, I'll see you guys in the funny papers. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.